Hi, it's Scott Fox from scottfox.com and clickmillionaires.com. I had to fire up the webcam here and share a little success sermon with you here on an unscheduled basis because I ran across something on the internet that really pissed me off. I want to read a quote to you. Here it is. This is from a gentleman named William Jennings Bryan. He says, quote, "No one can earn $1 million honestly," unquote. What kind of crap is that? No one can earn $1 million honestly. Now, William Jennings Bryan is long dead. This is a quote from, I don't know, probably at least 100 years ago. He was a politician, an orator, a presidential candidate. But man, this guy knows nothing about money or how capitalism really works. And that bugs me. You know, there's a real theme, a mantra, a motif in our society that is anti-capitalist. And it pisses me off. Why? Because capitalism is not perfect. I'd be the first to admit that. But where do you think the surplus comes that fuels your lifestyle, anti-capitalists? You know, people don't understand that business is what drives us forward. This sort of sentiment is outdated, but it lives on. But I would suggest to you that it is the hard work of capitalists, the reinvestment of capital that provides jobs, that creates products, that creates services, where 2 plus 2 can actually equal 5 and create a surplus. You know, early man didn't have anything to do all day except run around and look for nuts and berries and animals to eat. That was a full-time gig, and it was a hard one. It was only when people got together into groups and specialized their functions so that different people did different things in teams, kind of like companies, that they could add up and create a surplus. That suggests that after a while, people moved from hunting and gathering to agriculture because farming takes a bunch of people cooperating and it takes a long-term time horizon to plant and harvest. But if you plant well, you might have a surplus at the end of the year to hold you through the winter. And if you have a surplus, well, you know what? Some of your people can specialize in fancy stuff like making clay pots or weaving baskets or nicer clothes or even reading and writing and religion and philosophy and science. It's the combination of people working together to create surpluses that drives capitalism, that creates our lifestyle, that allows us to live comfortably, enjoy our lives, and talk to each other through cool media like this, through the internet. Where do you think this came from, anti-capitalists? Does it just magically appear? It grew on a tree? Hell no. Billions and billions of dollars and decades of research funded by companies and the government together to create things that create yet more surpluses. That's the trick behind capitalism. That's why quotes like his, "No one can earn $1 million honestly," really bother me, because capitalism is hard work. And hard work is generally honest work. And if you can create things that help others, create a surplus, and your heart's in the right place, well, that service to others, I think, is the ultimate motivation, the ultimate goal here anyway. So it's not perfect. Of course, there are capitalists who abuse this stuff, right? They take the capital and waste it, like Enron did, you know, or in the subprime mortgage debacle. Right, absolutely. And there are misfires where the big companies then throw their weight around in pursuit of only profit. Yes, absolutely. People get hurt. There's lots of that on the public record. But like any other field, I'd like to think those are extremes. The in-between is people working hard in concert with one another to realize the dreams of entrepreneurs, provide services and products that people want to improve their lives. Whether that's chicken McNuggets or improved heart surgery and CT scans in the hospital that save your life, these are products of capitalism. And I'm a fan of capitalism. I think you are too. I hope you are. So if you hear people accusing capitalists of ill motives, no one can earn $1 million honestly, you know what I'd say? I'd say piss off, man. Piss off. You know, it actually reminds me of a quote from another great, in fact, greater politician, Winston Churchill. Winston Churchill said about democracy. He said, democracy is the worst form of government, except all the other ones we've tried, right? So democracy is not perfect, but man, I would take it way above whatever's in second, third, fourth, and fifth places. And capitalism is the same way. It is not perfect. But what's your alternative, Mr. Anti-Capitalist? You accusing me and all the other folks who are trying to make a living and do better by ourselves and our families and give back to our communities? What's your alternative? It depends on what you do with capitalism, how you do it, and most of all, what you do with the results. Keeping in mind people along the way. Human-centered capitalism, I think, is the best system going, and I hope you do too. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate you listening to that little rant. Let me know what you think in the comments. Am I right? Am I too upset about this? What's your take on capitalism and the anti-capitalists? I'm Scott Fox from ClickMillionaires.com. Thanks for tuning in.